Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Hope everybody had a good week and is looking forward to the long weekend if you're here in the States. Yeah, so it's been kind of a little bit of a long week, but it's been a good week so far. As always, I've been playing around with changing up some stuff, some software, um, some sound hardware, things like that. But anyway, I'm always messing around with stuff. Anyway, all right. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just asking because this is some new hardware. All right, perfect. Just trying to see because I hear a little bit of an echo, but that's okay on my end. But that just might be the setup, but it's okay. I could deal with it. Okay. So anyway, yeah, last week's sessions were a little crazy. There was a lot of some amazing responses came through. Um, and then during our Wednesday show, um, we had Rob and Nikki from Live Paranormal join us. They did just a little spur of the moment. They just called me and asked if we wanted to go live because they were at the, what was it? The Grand Hotel in Pennsylvania. Anyway, so we got a tour of the location, and then we did a ghost box session while they were there. And some of the responses we got were just spot on with some of the things that have gone on in that location. So, and I was doing the ghost box session here, and they were just asking questions there from Pennsylvania, from the location, and we're getting responses from that location here. It was really, really cool. And the owner was watching, and he was just blown away. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that might happen quite often. And we just never know when it's going to happen. It's always going to be spur of the moment. So even if I'm not scheduled to go on, if they want to do something like that again, it just might be, you might just see us live. So we almost did one during the day on Friday, but they just couldn't get internet connection. So that's the only reason why we didn't do it. So anyway, so yeah, tonight should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I have to get out there. They're always asking me to go out to Gettysburg, and I just haven't been yet. They've been trying to get me to go out there for the last couple of years, and I went out there 2 years ago um, to Ohio. What was it? Ohio State Reformatory, and we were there for a couple of days, and that was a lot of fun. And then they wanted me to go like that same week, but I had to get back to work. But anyway, enough of that. So I got to light up my candles and stuff still. I haven't done it yet. I don't even have my lights on yet. I was doing some last minute uploads and stuff before I started the show. So I was making some new graphics and did a couple of new intros. So Rena, yeah, I'm good to go with live paranormal investigation. So we're all good here. And yeah, my setup's working perfect. God, it took so much work. And I'm still not done. God, these lights are just so bright because I have to look into the other monitor now because I have like all my audio stuff on my second monitor. So yeah, running this show is like like a freaking control room now. It's a little crazy, but anyway. No, I feel great. Thanks for asking, Julie. Last week I was a little out of it because of the second vaccine. Um, but no, I'm feeling good now. Not much sleep lately, but feeling good. I've just been like stressing out over this stuff, and then I just stay up late working on it, and then getting up early and going to work, and then working on it after. Got my energy drinks going, so I'm good to go. So, those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we do live ghost box sessions. So, all the ghost box sessions that we do are in reverse. Um, basically, I have a ghost box scanning at I think it's set at 160 millisecond sweep, and it's sweeping in reverse. So it's sweeping through just below the FM band and just past the FM band, and it's scanning through. It's doing a linear sweep, but it's all in reverse. So in theory, we shouldn't be hearing any responses. Understandable responses anyway, but that's not the case usually in the show. We usually get a lot of names. Yeah, but not only we're getting names like on Wednesday, we're getting like full sentences. It was a trip. It was crazy. I'm still blown away with what happened Wednesday. So we'll see what happens tonight. So let's see, what time is it? So in about 5 minutes we'll get started. So basically when we ask questions, let me see if I have what the question will look like. No, I didn't type one up. Let me do it real quick. So here's just an example um, of what to type it in as. So if you want to ask a question, just type it in like you see below in the red. All right. So, hey, Christy, how you doing? Yeah. So if you guys missed Wednesday's show, it is up on YouTube. So basically, there was two shows done on Wednesday. So we did our live, we did our ITC paranormal podcast, and then we stopped for about 10 minutes just so we can regroup. And then we did the second half of the show, which included the investigation. But but let me see here. So it's on YouTube. Let me see here. So if you just go to the link is below. So if you just look up the Power Awakening on YouTube, and all the shows are recorded. So if you guys want to watch the show from Wednesday, it's both shows are on there. Actually, all my shows are on there. So anyway, enough of that. Yeah, Christy, if you logged off, I think you did miss it. Yeah, because we went live, and it was pretty cool. All right, so Wayne, we'll try to contact anybody that you want to try to communicate with. I don't care who it is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let me actually light up my candles real quick. Oh yeah, and Rena, and look what I found. I actually had another one. I didn't even know I had it. So yeah, I had a few cat balls and the batteries died. So I was actually getting some parts out to build a couple of boxes this week, and I found an extra cat ball I didn't even know I had. All right, so we're gonna switch cameras and we'll go ahead and get started. My desk is looking a little cluttered. I need to get rid of some stuff. Oh, I didn't even turn on these devices. Hold on one sec. I think the batteries are dead in this one. Oh well. I'm not going to worry about those. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this up. That's pretty sad. The only thing on there. Hold on. I need to put the REM pod back up there. I basically ripped apart the REM pod and I was going to rebuild it. So that's why it's not up there. I'll put it back up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So like I said, those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we're going to do some live ghost box sessions. All the audio is going to be all in reverse. So in theory, we shouldn't be able to understand any of the words coming through. So, but we'll see what happens. So like I said, if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and type in your questions now, and I'll go ahead and get started. Who's the little girl that's trying to come through? Can you guys hear that okay? Is there anybody here that would like to communicate with anybody out there? Is Scott here with us? Who's looking for help? Dan, who do you, me, and Julie call Bride and Chucky? Who said there's a bird? Funny thing is, there's a bird in this area this week. I had to kind of help it out. What's happening again? Stan, do you have any messages for Sylvia? Who just said Sylvie? You see the bird on the table there? Dan, are you there trying to communicate with Sylvie? What kind of bird are you? Dad, do you have any questions for me tonight? That's from Janice. Who's looking for help? The person that said Henderson, what's her first name? Who was the victim? Susan wants to know, are there any messages from her twin Sally? Who just asked Raina for help? Paula wants to know if there's any messages from her parents. Teresa wants to know, Mom, do you have any messages for me?
Okay. So I keep more. What I roll.
What does Bruce have?
Yeah.
Who's trying to communicate with me? Mark P, do you have any messages for me? That's from Phyllis. Bill, are you looking for Raina? Are there any messages for Susan? Who's looking for Eric? Brandon wants to know if Grandpa, are you there? Please come through to us. Somebody said they want a Bud Light. Who wants a Bud Light? You just said Raina again. Christy, I agree. All right, somebody just said F off. Are you telling me to F off? Are you guys arguing out there? that why you're cussing at each other?
Each we've got
Somebody just said F off again. Are you mad at me because I was talking bad about your beer?
That's all.
All right, we're gonna end this session. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Yeah, they were getting a little feisty. Sound like a couple of them were arguing, but they're almost kind of like Christie's, like how feisty she gets. Hey, Samantha, welcome back. It's good to see you. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think we were hearing, and the funny thing is that sometimes you'll hear if you really listen, and that's why I try not to talk much during sessions anymore, because there's a lot of background chatter, and especially like last week, there was a lot of chatter in the background, um, and it sounded like they were arguing. And then a couple of times they were like, "Wait, listen, watch." Um, and then somebody else would respond it. Would respond in the background, like he's doing it again or something like that. And yeah, it was really strange. But anyway, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so, Sylvia. I think Stan was coming through a lot for you during that last session, and I'm sorry that I missed your question. No, not really. It's just hard to say. I mean, my house is always crazy. And the funny thing is, like earlier today, I was doing a sound check after I swapped out all the hardware and I got the new software installed. Um, I was doing a ghost box session and little girl was coming through a lot. So, and like I said, she always comes through at certain times of the day, and it was right about that time. I didn't even realize it. Sometimes I don't even realize like what I'm doing, just or certain times of the day when things get really active. My house is really active during the day. Um, Usually like around between 11 and 2. And it was funny because I just got everything swapped out. It was about 11:30. And then I started doing a test, and yeah, she was coming through a lot. No, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. It does feel like sometimes it's like that. Um, that's why I'm just really quiet, and then I'll hear somebody coming through between that. So the little girl, um, yes, I've seen her. Um, a couple of other people I've seen her, and then a couple of people have seen the elderly woman, and a couple of people, um, I mean, I've seen all three apparitions: the male, the female, and the little girl. But there's been a couple of other people who've seen all three also. Only one other person have seen the little girl, um, but a few people have seen the elderly woman and the gentleman that's here. People have heard the little girl, but not seen her. There's only been myself and somebody else has seen her. But the little girl, she came from, well, my house used to be, well, next door was the Church of Christian Science. And then my house was the nursery school. So they're both, the next door, the property is huge. But the backyard, I mean, because there's a few buildings there. And then on my property is about an acre, and my house sits on that property. So it was used as a nursery or Sunday school. Yeah, her name is Emma. The little girl's name is Emma. And then the gentleman that comes through a lot, there's another spirit that is tied with the little girl. His name is Ed. And I don't know what the woman's name is, but the male here is Jerry. He's the one that smokes, and when he's around, I'll hear heavy footsteps and smell different types of tobacco smoke. Anyway, that's the history on this location. So we'll go ahead and get started on another session. Oh yeah, it might be Cheryl. I'm not sure. I could find out exactly who the woman is. We know who she is. I just never asked the name. I just feel weird asking people, people's names and things like that. That's because they know what I do, but so I don't like to pry. Wow. The little girl has woke me up um in the past when I first discovered she was here. I listened to I've told this story a lot of times, but I'll repeat it. So I listen to calm radio when I sleep. I put it on different um like audioscapes. So I listen to like beach waves or ocean waves or um when I sleep. And I woke up, I was kind of like waking up. It was like on a Saturday or Sunday morning. I was waking up and I heard somebody's voice coming through the radio or through the speaker. Um it was like, it's just hard to describe. It sounded like a whisper coming through, like through the waves. It was weird. And then it just got louder and louder and louder. Like she was trying to wake me up. And so I kind of woke up and she was trying to get my attention. And then so I was like, you know, it was weird just because I was looking at the radio. And then all of a sudden I saw her at the foot of my bed. Yeah, and that's how I saw her. But it wasn't scary. Um, you know, she was just trying to get my attention, just letting me know that she was there. It was kind of a trip. Anyway, that's that story. Yeah, so it's exactly like that. So anytime that he's around, I know he's around because I'll, like I said, I'll hear heavy footsteps, but I'll smell cigarette smoke really bad when I first started doing the show. And then so out in the front here, um in the front and in the back, there's it looks like a boardwalk. Um so the walkway is like a boardwalk. So one day I was doing my show and I smelled cigarette smoke really bad. And then I heard footsteps walking like right in front because there's like a, just on the other side of the wall is outside. So um yeah, it was really strong. So I actually even got up and went outside and there was nobody out there. And there was no cigarette smoke out there either. So, and plus where I live, it's like on a private road and there's no neighbors. I mean, the neighbors were pretty far apart. So, and my neighbors, you hardly ever see neighbors out, even during the day, unless somebody's coming home, or somebody's walking down the street. But I mean, it's pretty scarce. Anyway, it's not a busy street at all. All right, so enough rambling. I was just answering everybody's questions. Like I said, I like to interact with everybody in the chats. So that's why sometimes we'll get rambling a little bit. So, all right, we'll go ahead and start up another session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type them up and we'll get started. Who just said my name? Who was the female that just said my name? Who's the little girl that's trying to come through? Emma, is that you? Daryl, who you try to communicate with? Eve, who you try to communicate with? Are you hearing my voice when I'm trying to communicate with you? Does anybody have any messages for Amanda? Does anybody have any messages for Jenny? Who said yes? Emma, is that you? If the texts are here, can you help slow down the suite? Help the spirits come through one at a time, please. Does anybody have any messages for Christy? Any messages for Danielle? Ed, is Emma with you? Bill Crow. Can you say Yellow Submarine if you're here with us? Who just said please listen? Is Cliff or Fred here with us? Peach, who are you looking for? Who's looking to speak with Amanda? Who out there speaking Japanese to us? The person that was speaking in Japanese, are you trying to contact Amanda? Who just said I am? A female voice. Who said Lafayette? Who just said Anita? Sally, was your passing peaceful? Cliff, are the birds the way of you showing yourself? Who just went up the stairs? Is somebody there speaking from the Lafayette house? Who just said yes? Who just said, have you seen it? Are you talking about the photo? Who's speaking from the Lafayette house? Can you give us your name? Are you sending birds as a sign of Cliff? Can you give us a name who is planning to go visit the Lafayette house? Who's trying to get a hold of Michelle and Amanda? Who just said Len? Who said listening? Is Conrad, are you here with us? Who called Susan Doll? All right, we're gonna end the session. All right. Yeah, that session was pretty crazy. So I don't know if you guys heard, but so Lynn was talking about a site about the Lafayette house, and I asked if anybody who here was planning a trip to go do the Lafayette house, and I got a response that said Lynn. Took a little while, but it came through. Yeah, there was a lot of conversations going through, or coming through. But the whole thing about the Lafayette house, that was really kind of a trip. Because he said that as soon as he opened up the webpage, I guess, we got the Lafayette came up, and then he was looking at a picture on the website. So he just sent the website. Hold on. And he said that there's a ghost picture of that's on the stairs. Let me see if I can copy this. Yeah. And then it said up the stairs. At the same time that he was looking at the picture. That was kind of weird. See if I can do this. No, I can't. It's not letting me. Oh well. I'm trying to copy the text from the chat, but it won't let me. Oh well. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just reading the some of the chat. So he just copied the so it's in the chat down below if you want to click on the link. That was kind of a trip, though. Yeah, in the same time frame, I mean, it was saying ghost. So, um, and this isn't the first time that this has happened. So, this is like the second time this week that something like this has happened. Things were being said about somebody else in a different location. Um, yeah, it's really crazy. See, and that's the thing. Um, and I don't know. I mean, nobody knows exactly who we're communicating with. Um, but it's just weird how things are like so connected, and it's too weird on how it's so coincidental. Yeah, and the whole thing is like with us listening to, scanning radio, but this is in reverse. Like I said, this is reverse scan, so there's no audio coming through. I mean, there shouldn't be any audio that we should understand coming through, but it's weird on what's coming through. Um, it's just pretty bizarre. It's crazy. I'm still like mind blown. And as long as I've been doing this, I mean, I still get blown away by what we experience. Uh, yep. I don't know which. I didn't pull up the site, so I don't know. I mean, I could if you guys want me to pull it up. Um, I can pull it up and we can share the page if you guys want me to do that. My old REM pod is right here, but as you can see, there's wires sticking out of it because I'm gonna rewire it. So, okay, hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Just give me a minute. If I can type. Uh, all right, so I have it up. Hold on one second. I don't know where you were seeing that picture. Uh, Hold on one second. Let me. I have it pulled up, but I don't see. Hold on one second. No, it's a Lafayette house in New Orleans. So here's the. Let me pull this up. Is that the right page, Len? Yeah, that's it. But I didn't see what picture you were referring to. Hit photos. Hold on. The photo gallery. Is that the photo you're talking about? Are you talking about that picture? All right. Anyway. I really didn't see anything. But anyway, So we'll go ahead and start up another session here. Wow, that's crazy though. I mean, still the coincidence for that to happen when you're looking at a location like that, and then for things to correspond with what you're looking at, that's really crazy. Yeah, that's it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Facebook, and that's why um I hate going live on Facebook. Facebook, it's like so limited on what you can do, and people get banned just for stupid things, for like making a comment or something, and it's not even anything bad, a bad comment. Um, so I don't know what's happening. That's why I just tell people to get on YouTube and watch on YouTube. Um, a lot of people have said that. All right. Um, we're gonna go ahead and start up another session. So, surely. So, I when I do my live streams, I stream on YouTube and two different Facebook pages. Um, so that's what I'm talking about. So that's why on some people are here watching from. If you look on their name next to their name, it'll have like a little icon, like near their picture. So like this, there. So this person's watching on YouTube. And if you go here, it'll show that you're watching on Facebook. So yeah, you can watch from Facebook or you can watch from YouTube. Always tell people go to YouTube. It's just so much easier to comment and things like that too. Yeah, so a lot of people, I mean, and it's funny because um I was watching something, um and I went to go type in a comment and I couldn't comment. So, um, and I know I'm not blocked, but I don't know. It's just weird. I don't get it. I need to, now that I got all the audio and everything working perfect. Now we're going to work on getting the closed captions working on Facebook or on YouTube. Amanda, I see you switched over. Cool. Yeah, and also you guys can, when you switch over to YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification button. When you hit the notification bell, that will immediately tell you that that I'm streaming live on YouTube. And I don't. Somebody else was telling me that I sent them a notification that I was going live tonight on Facebook, and they couldn't open the link for some weird reason. So that's why I told them, you know what, switch over. I'm trying to get people to do that. Well, thank you everybody that has subscribed. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start up another session. And when I start it up, I'm going to take a really quick break. So while I do that, why don't you guys do me a favor and ask questions like in your head, just type it or just ask a question and let's see if you guys get any responses. I just wanted to try an experiment. So if we can do that, and I wanted to also try another experiment. If anybody would be interested in me sending them or download, if you guys would be interested in downloading some recorded clips, if you guys want to do sessions like when I'm not like maybe during the week, I can upload or I can share maybe a couple of audio clips. I know I have some recordings somewhere when I was doing some tests. So I could send post up a couple of audio clips, and if you guys would want to download them and kind of do like a session, and maybe we could share your experiences while you were doing them. I think it would be kind of cool to see if everybody got different responses by using an audio clip. This would just be a just like a little experiment to see what would happen. If you guys would be interested, let me know. And I could post up. Let me know if you guys are interested. And then before the show's over, I can share a link on where you can download them. But let me know. I'm going to start up a session and then we'll talk about it when we come back. So let me go ahead and start up a session, and I'm going to take a quick break.
No. Sense. Magic. No. Yes. You know, I got chance.
Okay, I'm back.
Is good. And what's up? No, we no,
Sorry about that. I had the mic muted. I didn't even know when I was talking. Um anyway, what I was saying was sorry about that. So, um what I was saying was for those of you that are just tuning in, um I just saw people commenting about the sweep speed. So the sweep rate, when you're using reverse speech, um, it took me a long time to get it just tuned in. Um, so basically, I played around with it a lot to get the sweep just right, for the reverse sweep to work good. So I had to get it down to between 160 to 180 milliseconds. That's like the sweet spot for the sweep circuit. Anything slower, it just doesn't work for reverse speech. Um, it's just too slow. But for forward speech, it's fine. But just reverse speech, it's just too slow. Anyway, so I just wanted to explain that. No, I understand like everybody has their own personal preference, but for it to work in reverse speech, yeah, it's just really anyway. You can't hear me, Amanda? The what are you talking about? One-to-one conversation. Yeah, I know that um yeah, my boxes, yeah, they have very, very low static, if no static at all. Um so basically what we're doing here is so whenever you hear somebody doing one-on-one conversations with spirit, um there's no way to do that, unfortunately. Um so just be aware of when you're trying to do or when you see people doing that. They're basically faking their sessions. I've done if you watch my Wednesday show, we've kind of went over that. Um anyway, I'm not going to go on into it on here. Um no, I'm not an electrical engineer. But I do I mean I know how to read schematics and I know how to build things, but the way that I came across this circuit was um, there was somebody else's box design, read his schematics, and he passed away. So I basically took his schematic and um, found a perfect sweep. I mean, perfect circuit, which is the SB7 daughter board. And basically, I took that and used the same sweep timer. And then I just kind of fine tuned it. And when I first started, um, my box design, it sounded exactly like the SB7. Had the same type of sweep. It had the same sound. Um, and then I started messing around with adjusting a couple of things on it. I detuned it a little bit, and then got it to just work silent, not using any pedals, not using any type of effects or anything like that. It's basically just the raw. It's just the sweep circuit that I did, the combination between the sweep circuit and the combination of the board. That's just basically how I got it working. So, anyway. No, I mean the connection, the whole thing, Len, the whole thing with the connection on the show with no, that's amazing. That was just, I mean, and this is something that I love to do. Is something that just happens. Like I said, on Wednesday show, um we had like an impromptu investigation, somebody on location, and we were asking ghost box sessions. They were asking the questions there and using my ghost box, and we were getting relevant. They were getting the relevant questions um, to the location, and somebody asked something about what was found, and then the box said it's in the walls. And they were just like, wait, what did it just say? And they said in the walls, and they actually found bones in the walls, human remains in the walls. Um, and then there was a couple of other things that it said that nobody else even knew about. Um, and they were just saying, okay, so I ended the session, and then they just said, okay, so that's like three. So there was like three major things that happened during that session. So it was so cool. Um, and like I said, I mean, when I do these sessions on Sunday or Saturday night or Sunday morning, um, these are just experiments that I'm trying. And I used to do all of my in the beginning, we were doing forward speech, trying different sweep rates, trying two boxes at the same time, even three boxes at once. We're doing a lot of crazy stuff. And then I introduced the reverse circuit. And like I said, it took a while for us to took a while for me to get it fine tuned, just because it just anyway, it just took a while. Then once we introduced the reverse speech, oh my god, just all the responses that were coming through, it was just mind blowing. People getting responses, people getting answers. Um, so anyway, Okay, so wow, it seems like everybody has switched over to to YouTube, which is great. Um, I'm just looking at scrolling up now, and it seems like almost everybody's watching on YouTube. Okay. So Cherokee, does it sound better on YouTube? All right, perfect. Yeah, I just think that because the compression, I don't want to get too technical, but the compression on audio in on Facebook is a lot more compressed than it is on YouTube. So so that's why I always say to watch on YouTube if you can, because the compression on Facebook is just crazy compressed. Um, Hold on one second. I'll find the answer for you. Oh, it was an Anubis head. So the Anubis is an Egyptian god. It kind of looks like a dog. Here, let me see if I can find a picture and I'll share it. Let me share this picture. Or I'm going to share my screen real quick. So that's an Anubis. So basically, on Wednesday, um, somebody said, and it was funny because during the show, we did two shows, like I said, on Wednesday. We did an impromptu investigation. Um, and Anubis was coming up a lot during the conversation. People were talking about that a ghost box was saying Anubis a lot. And there was some other conversations about that. So it's talked about a lot. And then during the investigation, somebody said, go up to the third floor. They told one of the we told Nikki to go upstairs up to the third floor, and she'll find an Anubis up there. Um, so she went up there, and sure enough, she found the Anubis head. There's Anubis figures and things like that. And the person that said it never been to that location. He just kind of said so. He got a weird feeling about an Anubis being up on the third floor, and the owner kind of like had a weird look on his face, like how would he know? And so they went up there and pulled out an Anubis head. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. Anyway, that was That was because of Amanda was asking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start up another session. All right, so let's go ahead and start it up. Who said something about the girls? Who's in here with me right now? Who's pulling on my sleeve? Who just said Frank? Who just said good night? Who just called my name? Who's here with us? Christina wants to know why and where do I feel this pain? Who's here with us right now? Willie, verify it's you. Christina wants to know where and why does she feel this pain? Who said must be? Why does Christina feel pain? And where is the pain? Cliff, we miss you. And are you at peace? No, this isn't reverse soundbags. It's live scanning radio. Who's asking for help and said mom? Who just called out for Lynn? Who just said my last name? Who's the female that's trying to come through? There's a real slight whisper in the background. Who's trying to come through? What happened to Daryl? Can you tell us what happened to Daryl? All right, we're going to end this session. Yeah, Daryl was coming through a lot, and there was a female trying to come through. And there was really soft whispers. I was trying to focus in to see, try to hear what it was saying, but it was really faint and hard to hear. Um, but it's just a lot coming through. And if you notice, sometimes the communication like comes in a little bit slower, um, and then at times it just comes in hot and heavy. Um, it's weird on how that happens. Um, and it's weird. It only happens when, um, like if I do a session here by myself with nobody else in the, it comes through kind of slow. Um, and nothing's changed. It's just whenever we go live, it's really strange. I think it's just all the energy, everything else just changes the dynamic of the ghost box, the way it works. Um, it's just really strange. And we were talking about that. Like the co-host of my show on Wednesday, he has several of my boxes, and he says the same thing. Like if he tries to do a box session by himself, it's totally different than when he has because him and I think his cousin, they do sessions, and whenever she's there or somebody else is there with them, he just says the communication is just crazy. It's totally different than when he does it by himself. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I have no clue on why that happens. So yeah, and the other thing is like somebody was asking during the session on how my boxes really don't kind of take a pause. Um, so a lot of people will use. I have a sweep circuit. I'll kind of share this a little bit. Um, so this is what almost every people that make. Well, I'm not going to say everybody uses this, but a lot of people will use this sweep circuit. This is just a signal generator. Um, and so they use a triangle. Um, so basically, the way that works is when they'll use analog radio, um, basically it has to scan all the way through. And when it gets to the end, it takes there's almost like a pause when it goes back to the beginning of of the sweep. So it starts off at like 80 what 87.1, and then it goes all the way to 108.9 or something like that. Once it hits the end, it takes a minute or a couple of seconds for it to reset, and then it'll start scanning again through. Um, but with my circuit, what it does is it goes from the beginning, goes to the end, and then it's because the type of timer that I'm using, it basically there's no interruption. It just constantly just cycles. Um, and it's called the duty cycle. It just that duty cycle just keeps it continually sweeping through. Yeah, so that's basically um how it works. But anyway, so yeah, I have another um box that I've only built two of, and it's actually the walkie-talkie looking one. Basically that has the three adjustment knobs, so that you can change the duty cycle timer. You can slow it way down to it's super slow. And so if you set it where it's really slow and it's scanning super slow, basically when you do that, I mean, you can almost get a lot of full sentences coming through. And you can tell, and that's what I tell people when you first use a ghost box, and you have to get used to listening to how the sweep works and when it's radio and when it's not radio. You can kind of tell after using them for a while on how you can tell it's a spirit communication or if it's a radio coming through. So it just takes a lot of practice. And a lot of people don't like listening to that because it's, yes, it does sound like it's just radio coming through. So anyway. Oh, no worries. This show's all about you guys. It's nothing, I do this show for you guys. I just try to, especially on Wednesdays, we just try to try to educate people about ghost boxes. Basically all of the box builders out there here in the States take part in the show. They're usually they're in the chat room. And then we talk about different topics about ghost boxes and why you don't want to use pedals on the ghost box, what noise reduction pedals do or noise gates do, how a noise gate works, how it's bad for a ghost box, how any type of reverb is bad for a ghost box, just things like that. My co-host is an audio engineer, so he kind of talks about changing the reverb or effects, how it's going to affect any of the audio coming in and when it goes out. Anyway. What? Sorry, Cherokee, I missed that. I didn't know what you were saying about the statue. Anyway, not to blow you off, just I was just trying to get caught up. What time is it? I'll probably end up ending the show in a few minutes. I used to go on till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but I ended up starting to just end the shows a little bit early. I tried to stay on at least for at least 2 hours, to 2.5 hours. I just cut it back a little bit because I just figured going for 4.5 to 5 hours was just a little overkill. So we'll do one more session and then I'll end the show. We'll do one more session. We've been on for 2.5 hours. Okay, so we'll do one more session. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Who just said yes? Who just said Roy? Roy, who are you here to speak with? Stan, are you here to speak with Sylvia? Who's looking for Lucy? Amel just said, "Get out, B word." Who's looking for Eric? Who's the male that said, "I am"? Who's the male that said she needs help? Yeah, there's a male in the background, just like yelling at somebody. Heard a female just tell him to get out. The male said, "Here to talk to William." Somebody said, "Who's this?" Who's working for Evan? Who said, "Look at the lights"? Who said, "Look at this"? Who just said, "Mark, are you there"? Who's looking for Joe? Are the Constantinos listening tonight? Hey Sam, welcome. Who just said Satan? Yeah, somebody did say kill her. What made you kill her? Did David make you do it? Who keeps on saying Raina's name? Who's cussing? Who's the little girl that just came through? Did you just say Anna? She just said help. All right, we're gonna end this session. All right. Glenn, I don't know where. Did you hear that as a response? Whoop, not that one. Sorry. Wrong comment. Yeah, thank you, spirits, for coming through tonight. It never. I mean, I'm still. I mean, every week it's like just crazy responses, and I'm just still blown away every week on how many spirits come through. And like I said, I mean, I can't just. We can't predict who's coming through or what's coming through. It's just amazing that we get all this communication. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Reverse chat. I don't know. Whoop, wrong one. Yeah, I'm not sure. what that means. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. That was a lot of fun. And like I said, for those of you that are in the States, hope you enjoy your long weekend. It's just been a little crazy, but I'm glad that we have Monday off. So if you like I said, if you guys want to tune in on Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock, that's Pacific time. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but we'll have another fun show planned. Shoot, I forgot to ask somebody to come on. Yeah, there's a guest that I want to have on our show on I got to schedule some more guests, but like I said, every Wednesday we talk about ghost boxes, we talk about the paranormal. Usually we'll have a topic to talk about, but I don't know what the topic's going to be. We never know until we plan it out. We usually don't know until the day before. So, hey, Katie, glad you were able to catch part of the show. Hope you had a good trip. I don't know if you're still on your trip or not, but it's good to see you. We missed you. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and um, are you driving home, or you're driving home, right? I'm talking to Katie. Sorry, she was on a trip. Um. Anyway, we'll catch up soon. All right, Len. I'll be contacting people to come on. I'm trying to get Katie to come on when she's available. But anyway, I will see you guys Wednesday. Have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in.